This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now we learn more about navigating global markets with Duane Toews and Mike Kruse.
Duane Toews joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas, and an opportunity to catch up with Mike Kruse with Cargill Market Guide. Mike, tell us a little bit about the program and how Cargill continues to work with growers.
Okay, well, Cargill Market Guide was introduced to work individually with farmers to help in their marketing, and we found that the toughest thing they've had the last couple of years is just execution. They'll have a number that they'll say they'll sell at, and then we'll get there, and then obviously environmental factors will change, and then we find out in the fall we didn't have near enough sold. So what we sit down with is we use Cargill's worldwide knowledge and expertise on markets, and then we customize and individualize that plan across the kitchen table. So, we have found that one neighbor across the road might haul in everything at harvest, and the other neighbor might put everything in a bin. And we have different financial needs. And so we'll put into goals, we'll look at profitability, and really break down those numbers to help them execute more.
The reality is, you referenced there's as many different appropriate marketing plans as there are producers, because everybody, in fact, has different needs, goals, and outcomes.
That's absolutely right. And, the last couple of years, not real great years financially for farming. And now you're in a pickle where you don't want to leave a nickel or dime on the table. And so even though you might both agree, yeah, that number does work for me next year, but I don't want to leave a dime on the table if it's something that goes up. And we've raised 3-4 record crops in a row. Your mindset is we're due not to, and boy, I don't want that to be the year that I get too much sold early on. So we'll individually work with that. There's strategies we can put in place that maybe it gives you a floor to protect that profitable level with some upside if that's what you're after. So very individualized, and as you know, everybody has a different comfort level on how they want to market, and we kind of fine-tune that.
Obviously, some people are a little more risk-averse than others, depending on their situation, like you say. But the realities are we're in a global consumerism. We're in a global production business of producing food and fiber, and that means the reality are that we need to work with individuals that have a global perspective to try and make as much sense of the marketing needs that we can.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Sometimes we have our blinders on in our little corner of the world, and real soon here when our harvest finishes up, we'll start focusing pretty hard on South America soybean production. And so just got done with Russia wheat, and we know the drought and the experience they had over there. So it really is a world market, and knowing what's going on around the world, hopefully we can help you make better decisions.
We think about opportunities to market. A lot of guys are hesitant. And you referenced, they may pick a number, but then when it gets there, they don't pull the trigger. It's interesting that they'll listen to the agronomist that says X number of pounds of N. They'll listen to the crop advisor on the herbicide that we need to use. But typically, farmers haven't been the greatest about using market advisors where the real dollars and cents can be made or lost.
Yeah, and I know we're doing quite a bit in advance. If you're in an irrigated country like where I come from, Nebraska, but you're working with a number that's kind of a moving target as well. If you knew for sure you were going to raise X amount of bushels, it'd be a little easier maybe to sell in advance. We can utilize crop insurance to maybe make you feel more comfortable making a sale. But you're absolutely right. We agree to a number, and we try and plug in a conservative number. APHs have climbed up the last few years, so we've got good numbers. But use a number that the customer feels comfortable, that he thinks he can raise at the start of the year, and then work percentages off of that.
Our thanks to Mike Kruse with Cargill Market Guide joining us on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Come back after the break for this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update.
Hello, I'm Dr. Frank Lyons from Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center here in Manhattan, Kansas. Daryl was one of our patients that we did about 7 months ago.
I dug trees by hand for years and years and years. In the process, I wore out my rotator cuff. But when I learned about this process, I thought if there's a way to get rid of this pain, then I want to do it. So we did it, and it worked. I'm not going to go out and take trees with a shovel anymore, but I can do the things that I want to do now.
Well, it's been very gratifying to help people with their painful joints and other entities. And it's been especially gratifying to be able to help people who I know and have worked with and known for many years.